everyone, it's Lizzie. Because I am a recent horror movie fanatic, much to my delight, and because it's almost Halloween, I thought I would make up a little list of 5 horror movies to watch on Halloween. This is not a video about Halloween movies, but rather horror movies to watch on Halloween, just so we're clear. At number 5 on my list, the horror movie I've chosen is Psycho by Alfred Hitchcock. It's a 1960s black and white classic. If you haven't seen this movie, you are missing out. It is iconic. This movie is referenced quite a bit, including the dun 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 and lots of other motel themes. Not abandoned buildings, abandoned motels, creepy motels. This isn't one that you would get overly scared by, I think. It's definitely one you could watch by yourself, but otherwise it's a great one to watch on Halloween for a classic movie. At number 4 on my horror movie list is Evil Dead. That is the 1981 original. This is the movie that spawned all the other remakes of the cabin in the woods style, where 5 friends go off to an abandoned cabin in the middle of nowhere, something gets them, and one by one they get possessed or killed off, etc. And no, that's not a spoiler, that's just the premise of the movie. This was a low budget horror movie. There's something about the fact that the cast had to put in extra work, even going so far as to self-fund it to get the movie finished and made. There's just something a little bit extra about that makes me like this even more. It's one of those classic, so much blood, so much, it's great. I'm doing a great job of explaining it, but it is fantastic. The remake called The Evil Dead that was made in 2013 wasn't too bad actually. It's not like a cut copy remake, so while it's the same story, it's not exactly the same. But also along that vein, there's also Cabin in the Woods 2012 with Chris Hemsworth and Jesse Williams if you want a bit of eye candy. At number 3 on my horror movie list, I have The Conjuring. Made in 2013, I thought this movie was so much older than it was, so I'm really not that late to jump onto this movie and how incredible it is. I honestly thought it was much older. It's the way that they have filmed it. It is a really good possessed house movie, and the house itself is a character. I don't want to give too much about the movie away, but it is fantastic. Technically, it is the sequel for Annabelle, but Annabelle, I feel it was kind of made to be scary, and if you want to watch it to see the difference between the two and follow the story along, go ahead and do that, because I certainly did, but The Conjuring is just the one you need to. I can watch that by myself, much like The Evil Dead, but those movies are more fun if you watch it with someone, that's for sure. Getting to number 2 on the horror movie list that I have compiled is probably the scariest one on this list, for sure. It's called Sinister, made in 2012. It basically follows this family who moves into a house where a murder took place. The father is a true crime writer, so he is actually investigating these murders when he happens upon a box of Super 8 films, and each film has a different murder from this killer whose work dates back to the 1960s. So yeah, it's a little creepy. The entire movie is just full of suspense. I was literally on the edge of my seat. So while there aren't many jump scares, the jump scares are so effective. Because I was on the edge of my seat, it jumped a freaking mile whenever they happened. Definitely watch it with someone unless you have a stronger horror movie threshold than I do. Finally, at number 1 on my horror movie list for Halloween is The Shining. Made in 1980, it is another movie where so many people have referenced it in other movies, in other TV shows. It has the isolated hotel in the middle of the mountains, and it is an epic hotel. The filming for that would have been insanely fun. And I know they filmed it at 2 different locations for the outside and inside, but still, I need to go to that hotel, oh my goodness. It also has Jack Nicholson and red rum. Oh, I love it. It's one of my favorite movies, not only horror movies, but just movies. Love it. I watched it by myself. It's not overly scary, I would say. Again, it's got some jump scares. I mean, it's a horror movie. Such an iconic, wonderful creation. Thank you for existing. Okay, so that's my top 5 horror movie list to watch for Halloween, but just because I'm a fan of having options, I will also give you a couple that are not so scary movies to watch. These are really easy watching ones that you can totally watch with a group of friends or even by yourself, and they're just harmless, fun movies that are still kind of scary. So the first one of these alternative options is the movie called Trick or Treat. It is the only one in this entire video that is an actual Halloween-based movie. It's got multiple storylines, a number of big actors, it deals with some folklore, and as I said, it's all Halloween based. It's just really fun and lighthearted. It is still a bit scary because it's a horror movie, but yeah, it's just a really easy watching fun movie to watch. What is Halloween without some Tim Burton? So I'm going to suggest for you to watch Beetlejuice and The Nightmare Before Christmas, because who doesn't love Beetlejuice? Oh my goodness, childhood favourite right there. And The Nightmare Before Christmas, deceptive by title because you can watch it on Halloween and Christmas. Yeah, there's a thought. You can never go wrong with a Tim Burton movie. And very, very, very lastly, I'm going to suggest you some TV series. So the two that I have to recommend you are American Horror Story, because honestly, if you haven't watched that yet, what are you doing with your life? Honestly. Murder House and Asylum are just insanely, sanely good. Insanely, sanely good. Besides, it's got Evan Peters. Need I say more? I didn't think so. And the other TV series that I am suggesting is Scream, the Netflix exclusive TV series, I believe. I've just finished watching it myself, so I feel like I am qualified or something to comment about it. It's not like the movies, but still kind of is, of course, because of the name, and there are some similarities there. But it is done in a really clever way. It had me guessing throughout, but season 2 isn't coming out until April next year, so that's kind of a bummer. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed hearing about my horror movie recommendations for Halloween, or just any other time really. So let me know if you've seen any of them already, or if you do get around to watching any of them. If you like this video, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to click subscribe down there as well so you can see more videos from me if you'd like to do that. Thanks for watching, and I hope I see you again in another video. Bye! Get off.